and welcome to the very first episode of the Growth and Gratitude podcast. Thank you so much for listening in. We are going to start right off with gratitude, as we always will, and I'm going to share with you 3 things that I'm grateful for right here, right now, today. I am incredibly grateful for, 1, my wonderful spouse, Neil, who has been so supportive lately. I am also grateful for, 2, my wonderful kids, who I'm going to get to visit within the next month. I'm so excited. They both live far away, and I'm getting on a plane to visit one this weekend, and I'm getting on a plane to visit the other one next month. So excited and so grateful that I get to do that. And I am also incredibly grateful for the training and coaching work, executive coaching, weight loss coaching, life coaching, and these great training programs that I've gotten to design and deliver lately. It is so rewarding and so meaningful, and I'm incredibly grateful for the work that I get to do. So now it's your turn. I'm going to give you a few seconds, and you can pause this if you need more time. I want you to think about, and if you can, say out loud 3 things that you're grateful for, just as I just did. Your turn, go. If you need more time, hit pause and come back to me after, but I will go ahead and move on. Now, why am I asking you to think of 3 things you're grateful for? I actually have really good reason, and I've researched this. I've learned a lot about it. All of this comes from an article in Psychology Today that says that a gratitude practice improves our relationships, our emotional and physical health. It increases our empathy. It lessens our tendency toward aggressiveness. It reduces stress, improves self-esteem. It helps us to sleep better, and it helps in so many ways with our health. It can actually lower blood pressure and cholesterol and all the things that are stress related by spending time living in a space of gratitude and thinking about what we're grateful for. I also happen to believe that when we're grateful for what we already have, we are inviting more into our lives. If we are not grateful for what we have, why should we have more, right? So when we're grateful for what we already have, then we can ask for more, we can invite more, we can welcome more, again, from a space of gratitude, not from a space of desperation and grasping. So now let's talk about growth, as we will on every podcast in some way, shape, or form. But don't forget to join me in that gratitude practice every single day from here on out. What are we going to talk about on the growth front today? Well, here's the topic: how to get what you want. This is the best of what I've got in a short time on how to get what you want in your life. This could be applied to anything in your life. It could be that you want a relationship to be healthier. It could be that you want to have a clean home, a new car, a new job. It could be that you want to have a business, you want to retire, you want more money, you want more peace, some health-related challenge. Maybe you want to read a book a month so you'll learn more. Anything at all, but I ask you right now to set a goal with me. Think of something that you really want so you can actually apply what I'm sharing with you today, and you can walk through the steps with me. I'm going to share 3 steps in order that will get you what you want in your life, whatever it may be. So work with me on one goal for this discussion, and then you can apply it to anything else in your life. Here are my 3 steps. 1, set your goal. Decide exactly what you want. 2, manage your mind. What are you thinking about that goal? And 3, take the right action. Not just any action, take the right action. You know you're going to have to take action. Take the right action. Okay, let's start with setting your goal and being specific about it. I'm a big fan of SMART goals. It's an acronym. You've probably heard it before, right? Goals that are specific, measurable, action-oriented, relevant in the rest of your life, and time-bound. So a specific SMART goal might sound like, I would like to weigh 135 pounds, or I would like to fit into the size 10 jeans that are sitting in my closet that I haven't fit into in years. Or it might sound like, I would like to be promoted from an individual contributor to a manager in my company in 6 months. With the weight loss goal, I forgot the time. So you always want to have it time bound, remember, to be specific. So I would like to weigh 135 pounds by December 31st, the end of the year, let's just say. So I'm going to use these two examples because they're examples that I very regularly coach people on, being a healthy weight and any kind of work or career goals, but I'll use getting a promotion as a really common one. And so a couple tips about how to set that specific goal in a way that's really going to work for you. And one is make sure that your goal is challenging. It should be something that helps you grow, right? This is all about growth. It should not be something that's easy or that's just an activity. Then it's not a goal and it's not a challenge for you. Number two, make sure that you have a compelling reason, a really good reason. Do you want to lose weight for your health, for your energy levels, for your joy in life, to feel good in your clothing and in your body? Or are you doing it just to impress someone or because someone else thinks you need to lose weight? That's not a good reason, and it's not likely to help you in actually achieving that goal, okay? The promotion, let's say. Do you just want a promotion for the title and the prestige, or do you really care about the opportunity to help people grow and be a leader and how it will challenge you and give you new opportunities to learn for yourself? Make sure your goal is, even though you want it to be specific, that you're flexible about how you get there. You may hit bumps along the road. You may have to reassess. You may have to figure out new strategies. So don't be too fixed and rigid in that goal. Also, don't be too attached to it. Don't obsess over it and make it the only thing you focus on. Enjoy your life and live your life in gratitude while you're going for the goal. This is how the growth and the gratitude really work together. Because if we're grasping and we've convinced ourselves that we can't be happy until we achieve this goal, it's too intense, right? We're not going to get there. We need to be in gratitude for where we are. So be grateful for the job that you have as it is now and all that you can learn and the ways you can grow in it currently. Be grateful for your amazing body and all that it does for you and all the strength it has and all that it carries you through. Be grateful for that. And then at the same time, you can also be working toward a healthier body. Growth and gratitude at the same time. They actually work together beautifully, okay? So that's my first recommendation for you is one, set a really specific goal and please follow those recommendations for making sure that goal is going to be one that is worth your time investing and going after. Number two, manage your mind. Now you can be as specific as you want about the goal, but if you are thinking negative things about it all the time, oh, it's too hard, I can't do it, I'm not really qualified, I've always failed at this before, you have got to manage your mind better because your thoughts truly do create your reality. Yes, of course, you have to take action. That's going to be the next step. But first, once you have your goal, you've got to make sure your thoughts are intentional and that your thoughts are empowering and positive about reaching that goal. So if your goal is to fit into those size 10 jeans, yet you're constantly thinking, oh, I always gain the weight again. Oh, I can never stay at a healthy weight. Oh, I can never resist those donuts when they're in front of me. Those thoughts are not going to serve you. You want to replace them. You want to reframe. That's a really popular word that I like. And think about what can you think, what can you fuel your mind with that will empower you and encourage you to stay on track with your goal. So you want to think things like, I deserve to be at a healthy weight. I can get to a healthy weight. I can enjoy myself at a party without overeating. I can thoroughly enjoy my life and my food while eating healthy foods. I can stop at one glass of wine or whatever it may be for you, right? And it may be hard, don't fool yourself, but you can do it. And you want to have a can-do attitude and be fueling your mind with thoughts that will help get you through those tough moments, right? So make sure that you're aware of what you're thinking. Manage your mind. And here's a really important tool that I want to teach you more about as we have our conversations, which is called the self-coaching tool from the Life Coach School, which is one of my coaching certifications. I'm also certified with the International Coaching Federation. And in the Life Coach School, I learned this amazing tool that taught us that our thoughts create our feelings, which drive our actions. So if I'm thinking, oh, I can never lose weight, or it's too hard to eat healthy, how am I going to feel? I'm going to feel defeated and unmotivated, right? And then when those donuts are in front of me, I'm probably going to eat 3 of them because I'm feeling so bad because of what I'm thinking, right? What if, on the other hand, I'm constantly fueling my mind with thoughts such as, I deserve to be healthy. I deserve to feel good in my clothes. I can do this. Even when it's hard, I can stick to my plan of eating healthy and enjoying the foods I'm eating. And I'm constantly thinking that. I feel energized. I feel confident. I feel strong. And then when those donuts that I've decided not to eat or I've decided to have 2 bites of are in front of me, I will take the action that I've chosen to take. So be aware that your thoughts create your feelings and your feelings drive your actions. Manage your mind. Choose those thoughts intentionally. When the negative self-defeating thoughts come in, reframe, replace them. But here's another important suggestion there. Don't get angry with yourself. Don't beat yourself up. If I'm wanting to go for a promotion and I have a thought, oh, I'm not really qualified, or they're probably going to hire Joe instead, or I'll never get this promotion. I don't want to keep thinking that, right? Because that's going to make me feel unmotivated. And then I might actually sabotage myself by not preparing well, right? But how can I have compassion and say, of course I'm thinking those things because this is a big change and it's scary and I'm fearing failure and rejection and fearing change even. Maybe I'll have to manage peers who are my friends. There are always, trade-offs and things that can be scary about moving toward our goals, but we want to not be angry with ourselves for having those thoughts. Just have compassion and say, it's normal that I'm thinking those things and I'm worried. And I can still do it. I can handle it. I want to grow. I want this next step in my life. Don't get angry with yourself. Just reframe. And literally, you are changing the neural pathways in your brain by doing this. So many of the behaviors that you haven't been able to change to get what you want in your life are just because you've wired in neural pathways in your brain to keep thinking the same way and taking the same action. And what I'm suggesting is starting to move that and change that and create a new neural pathway with new thoughts, which will then lead to new actions. So let's talk about step 3. Step 3 is take the right action, not just any action. Of course, we have to take action. We set a specific goal, we manage our mind, and we keep our thoughts positive about the goal as much as we can with self-compassion. And then we've got to take action, but not just any action, right? Think about this. If I want to go for a promotion, and I'm thinking positively about it, but then I decide the action I'm going to take is just to work tons of extra hours, right? I'm going to work late at night. I'm going to send my boss an email at 3 a.m. to show that I'm working around the clock and I'm just going to work. But the work I'm doing is not high visibility. It's not leadership level work. It's not even the work that is aligned with the skills I need to be able to demonstrate for the promotion. That's not the right action. Let's say I want to lose weight. I want to get to a certain weight. I have my specific goal, thinking positively, but I decide, well, I'm going to go on the latest fad diet for 800 calories a day, and that's how I'll lose weight. I'm sorry, but that doesn't tend to work. The success rate for programs like that are dismal. And what I mean by success, and I coach people on this a lot, and I have a very specific program if you're interested for lifelong sustainable weight loss and healthy eating for life. That's what's needed, right? It's not going to be the right action to do something that's temporary, that doesn't rewire your brain, and then you're likely, like the very high percentages of people who go on those fad diets, to go back to old patterns. So you need to have the right action, which is developing a protocol and a program that's going to serve you and that you'll be happy with and be able to live with for the rest of your life. And a lot of people also are working on cutting back on alcohol to lose weight and also to be healthier. Same thing. Oh, I'm just going to go cold turkey. Well, maybe that works for you. If it does, that's great. But the success rates, again, are not real high and suggest that we need some kind of program that helps us to make behavioral change over time that we can live with and that's sustainable for life. So choose the right action. Another part of choosing the right action is doing your homework. Don't just go with something that one person suggests or an advertisement that you see. Research, study, check with experts. Talk with people who have been successful in whatever it is that you are trying to achieve. Work with a coach. That's what I do. I help people to achieve their goals, whatever those goals may be. So research, study, look at all the potential options for how you might take action to go about achieving your goal, and then intentionally select the actions that are best aligned with achieving your goal and being able to enjoy the lifelong fruits of that goal, not just having it be a temporary quick fix where you will revert back to old patterns. Let's say you decide on some exercise program, but you're miserable doing that form of exercise. You don't enjoy it, and you're only going to do it for a month, and then you're going to stop and not do any kind of exercise. That's not the right action for you. Maybe you really love hiking and being out in the fresh air. Maybe you want to walk your dogs. Figure out what the right action for you is. Whether it's whatever the goal is for the promotion, what's it going to take to get that promotion? The right actions are probably not just around working more, but working smart and figuring out how you can demonstrate the skills that are going to be required to show that you're ready for that next level of work. If your goal is a promotion, the right actions to take are probably going to be around investigating the qualifications for that role and making sure that you're demonstrating those skills and building those skills. Maybe you need to read, maybe you need some training, maybe you need to talk with others who are in that position already to find out more about what is required to be able to show that you are qualified for that role, right? So figure out the right actions, take the right actions, and take the actions that will be sustainable over time, that are not just going to get you short-term results. So for weight loss, think lifelong. Think health. Think, in terms of what can I live with for the rest of my life, not just for 2 months or 6 months, right? And what will I be happy with and feel good about for the rest of my life? And if it's the promotion, really look at what is the job you want. Do you want it for the right reasons? And are you doing the right things to get that job, not just taking any old action? So to sum this up, step 1 is set your goal. Be specific about it. Say it. Just say, I want this, and this is really what I want in my life, and be ready to own that. Step 2, manage your mind. Really make sure that your thoughts are serving you, are in alignment with what you want, because your thoughts will generate your feelings, and you need those feelings of energy and commitment and drive and positivity and belief. And believe me, I'm not saying that I can always do this. I hope I'm not coming across as if I have this all figured out, because I need to do this with myself and remind myself of these things all the time, and I don't always get it right, but I'm trying, and I've found that this really works if we do our best and stick to it as much of the time as we can to manage our minds and keep those thoughts affirming and positive and leading us in the direction we want to go. And finally, figure out, do your research, talk with others, really think about what works long term, and pick the right actions, and then take those actions. And here's my final word on action. When it comes time to do the thing that you've committed to do, to take action toward your goal, you might not want to do it. That's the unfortunate truth and reality. So if I've said I'm going to go to this party and I'm going to just have 1 glass of wine and I'm not going to eat any sweets, of course I'm going to want to have all the wine. I'm going to want to eat all the sweets when I get there. But what my model does entail, and I know you're capable of, is choosing our longer term and higher self desires and goals for our lives over instant gratification in the moment. We make the choice ahead of time. We make the commitment to ourselves. This is how I want to live. This is what I want in my life. Whether it's, I'm not going to yell at my kids, maybe something that, I know that I've worked on in the past when my kids were younger. But then in the moment, of course, you're angry and you're frustrated. But we choose in the moment to live up to what our higher self has decided that we want for our lives. So in that moment, I wouldn't yell at my kids. Of course, I did at times, unfortunately, but once I really got a handle on this model, I did that less and not at all eventually, and was able to really make significant changes in my life with this model. So don't worry if you don't want to do it when you get there. Just do it anyway, because you're strong and you can, and because what you're choosing in the moment is not just about a release or what feels good in that moment, but what you truly want for your life. Even if you don't want to do it right then and there, that's what life is about, right? It's about doing hard things sometimes to reach our bigger goals in life. Same with exercise, right? Great example. Do you think I exercise every day? Do you think every time I'm about to exercise, I'm thinking, this is great. I want to do it. I can't wait to get on that Peloton. I can't wait to, go for that 2-hour hike. No, not always. A lot of the time, I don't feel like I have the energy. I'm tired. I'm busy. I have other things to do. But what I do is I keep my word to myself. And that's another concept I really want to introduce you to today. When you say you're going to do something, I want you to keep your word to yourself. do it in the moment. And I want you to think about it just as you would keeping your word to someone else. If you have a child and you say to your child, I'll pick you up at school at 3 o'clock, but when you get to the time to leave, you don't really feel like it, you're tired, you didn't get enough done, are you just going to not show up for your kid? Of course not. You will keep your word to your child. Or if you say that you'll help out a friend or you'll finish a project by a deadline for your boss, you're going to keep your word. Why not keep your word to yourself in the same way? When you're in that moment of temptation to do something that goes against what you know you want for yourself in your life and your larger goals, try to keep your word to yourself. And if you don't get angry with yourself. Just analyze, reassess, and start from step one. Set a new goal. I hope that you got something out of this discussion, and I want you to remember the connection between growth and gratitude. Live in gratitude. Set your goals so that you can grow whatever it is that you want in your life. I taught you how to get what you want in your life. There's a lot more to it. Now, I've done this with weight and relationships and career goals and all sorts of other things. And I've gotten coaching and I've done other work and tons of reading and introspection. So I don't mean to suggest this is it, but this is definitely the start. This is definitely the foundation. And these are 3 of the biggest things that will help you to get what you want in your life, whatever it may be. But do it from a place of gratitude for where you already are and what you already have. Because when we're grateful for what we have and we live in a place of seeing the beauty and the joy all around us and what is available to us right here, right now, then we can invite more and we can graciously and calmly move toward more and follow the 3 steps that I shared today that help us to get whatever that is that we still want that we may not currently have. I love talking to you. I can't wait for more conversations, and thank you so much for listening. Find me on social media. Check out my websites. Everything's in the show notes. Thank you so much. Please live in gratitude and look for opportunities for growth, and I'll talk with you next time.